Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be speaking to you about 10 cents a meal. Our presentation is called Tapping the Market Potential of 10 cents a meal for Michigan's Kids and Farms, and this presentation is for MIF's Family Farms Conference 2022. Hello and welcome. My name is Nathan Medina. I work for Groundworks Center for Resilient Communities. I'm a policy specialist focusing on 10 cents a meal for Michigan's Kids and Farms. Groundwork is the communications and engagement partner for 10 cents a meal with Michigan Department of Education and MSU Center for Regional Food Systems. Groundwork is based out of Traverse City, and I am stationed here in our state capital, Lansing. So what is 10 cents a meal? You may be asking. Well, 10 cents a meal is a competitive matching grant intended to increase purchases of Michigan-grown fruits, vegetables, and dry beans for eligible schools and child care centers. The program provides financial support to expand offerings and improve nutrition in meals, while also supporting local Michigan farmers and strengthening our food system. It also engages our community by offering the opportunity to collaborate with community members, educators, and parents, all while helping children see their community reflected back to them in the food that they're eating. All of this is a key component of the Michigan Department of Education's whole child education approach. 10 cents a meal is considered a win-win by legislators on both sides of the aisle. And the legislature has grown this program from a $250,000 pilot program in 2 parts of the state to a $5 million program statewide where we are presently, even funding, doubling funding during the course of the pandemic, when legislators were initially concerned about the need to potentially slash budgets. All of this, of course, was before the record tax receipts that the state treasury has seen the past 2 years. So in this diagram, you can see how it's going, starting in 2 regions in the state, going from 3 to more, till finally where we are presently in statewide. The program is funded $5 million with over 500,000 kids impacted. And the program is eligible to schools and child care centers around the state. Groundwork piloted this program in Northwest Lower Michigan beginning in 2013 with a focus on increasing local food purchasing in schools and working to build the case for this innovative farm-to-school program. In 2016, the program transitioned to a state pilot program. And since then, 10 cents a meal has grown drastically. Legislators see the value in investing in our ag sector as it relates to kids' meals in schools for both supply and demand side. The program doubles the state's investment as a matching grant because it keeps matching federal dollars in the state of Michigan and serves a wide variety of farm sizes, from small family farms to larger operations. So who's eligible? Programs that serve meals and snacks that are reimbursable through federal child nutrition funds from USDA are eligible to participate in 10 cents a meal. That includes National School Lunch Program, which almost all Michigan schools participate in, and the Child and Adult Food Care Program, which funds ECE centers. Summer meals that schools and nonprofit organizations provide are also included, and during COVID, it meant that schools were sending home boxes of produce to families. We saw instances of cherries, strawberries, frozen blueberries, squash, peppers, potatoes, onions, and all wide variety of products that were sent home with instructions on how to utilize them in the meal and how to prepare them. So the program works by providing up to 10 cents a meal and incentive funding to purchase Michigan-grown fruits, vegetables, and legumes. It is a matching grant, so that means that a $5,000 grant means that a district has committed to spending at least $10,000 on local produce or dry beans. 10 cents a meal is an awesome resource for schools and other organizations participating in USDA nutrition programs to get financial support for farm to school work, like procuring local food. And types of products eligible for the program include fresh or minimally processed, and if processed, also processed in Michigan. What minimally processed means is that the fruits or vegetables or dry beans were either washed, dried, chopped, frozen, but not canned, cooked, or juiced. So in this flow chart, you just kind of see how it works from applying to the funds, to the program, being awarded funds from Michigan Department of Education, to purchasing and serving, and then submitting invoice data and participating in quarterly surveys, and then to finally being reimbursed up to 10 cents per meal for each snack or meal that contained local food. Why is 10 cents a meal important, and why is your work important? Well, we know why your work is important. And what we're trying to do is introduce children at an early age to a wide variety of fruits and vegetables, things that they might not have had exposure to in the home. Not everybody is accustomed to cooking with a wide variety of fruits or vegetables. People might not have the implements, they might not have the time. This program allows us to nourish our kids by expanding their children's experiences with new flavors, even things as simple as different varieties of apples, and providing financial support to expand offerings and improving meals while supporting Michigan farmers and strengthening local food systems is really what this program is all about. The program also, as we mentioned, engages communities by allowing folks to see, where their food is coming from, not just being shipped off the back of some container that traveled 3,000 miles to get there, but it could be a local farm right up the road, and we could know their name. This is a great tool right here. I invite you to visit our 10 cents a meal website. You're going to be able to click on this actively when you receive this presentation, but check out this interactive map. You can see by looking at it from the Upper Peninsula to Northwest Lower Michigan to all throughout the Lower Peninsula, we're really making an impact in schools and early childhood education centers across the state. And while there are pockets where we have less of a presence, you can rest assured that we are trying our best to make introductions and see that the program gets instituted in schools and ECEs in those areas as well. And that's where you can factor in as well. When you examine this map, if there's a place that you see that maybe there's a gap or somebody that you think should be on the list that isn't, please don't hesitate to reach out and let us know. We are happy to make an introduction by way of yourself or by way of ourselves individually to really connect with grantee school districts or would-be applicants. The only way that this program works is by getting people to participate and changing habits across the state. And that's what really this is all about. So we need your help in expanding this program and making sure that there is equitable introduction of the program across the state. So on our website, you will also find our annual reports in our About section. I invite you to go look at those. There's really great data throughout those reports. The potential for market expansion for our farmers and food processors and distributors is really, really evident. For instance, one distributor reported that 10 cents a meal spurred it to contract with farmers for 50,000 pounds of broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots. compared to just 5,000 pounds the previous year. And what that means for you as a small farmer across the state, if you can connect with a supplier, a food hub, a distributor, or a 10 cents grantee individually, the demand is there. And that demand hopefully will transfer over to increased business for you. That's part of the economic ripple effect that this 10 cents a meal program hopes to have. And for instance, that product that we were talking about with 50,000 pounds of broccoli, cauliflower and carrots, they introduced a whole new product called the Michigan Medley to meet that increased demand from food service, just from 10 cents a meal grantees. Additionally, grantees from across the state reported that 10 cents a meal gives them the opportunity to strengthen existing relationships with farmers or local food suppliers and to create relationships with new ones. According to invoices, grantees purchased 63 fruits, vegetables, and legumes grown by over 109 farms in 40 counties and impacted an additional 39 businesses such as distributors, processors, packers, and food hubs. On this slide, I'll give you a second to read it, but it's a quote from a food service director about 10 cents a meal and how it enables her to purchase food from local farmers rather than from distributors purchasing from farms around the country. And, you know, kids have a discerning palate. They know the difference between something that's been sitting around and something that's more fresh. They can taste the freshness. They're excited to try new flavors. You know, knowing that something is from their home state is all the more exciting to eat as well. So many of the resources we touched on today are available on our website. We have various tools sections broken down by different uses and interests, whether it's tools for schools and ECE, or tools for communities, or tools for farmers. We've got a lot of resources available for you, how to break into farm to institutional sales. We're happy to help. Please reach out and let us know if you have any questions as it relates to that. But really check out our website. It's a tremendous resource and asset. And I invite you to explore it. You never know what you'll find there. You can stay engaged with us by following us on our Twitter, our Facebook, our Instagram. All of those, we maintain a very active social media presence, and you can stay up to date on all the latest stories from across the state. And we get a lot of press, so it's really exciting to see what stories are being told from across the state. On this slide, this is a great resource for technical assistance. Wendy Crowley from the Michigan Department of Education. She's crowleyw@michigan.gov. She's MDE's state contact for technical assistance about the program, submitting invoices, questioning about claiming, etc. She's really the go-to sort of wizard for everything 10 cents a meal as it relates to the stateside efforts. My coworkers, Melanie, Diane, and myself work on communications, advocacy, and storytelling and engagement. We handle outreach and help direct and make connections for grantees, potential grantees, and connecting them with resources as well. Think of us as bridge builders for the program. If you, as small farmers, would like to make an introduction to a food service director in your region or around the state, please don't hesitate to let us know. We're happy to make those introductions for you as well. And with that, I want to thank you. We really appreciate being invited to present to the Family Farms Conference. And really, we're beyond honest when we say, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. Our contact information will be provided. And I just want to thank you for this opportunity to present for you. Thank you so much. Take care.